The Complete Simpleton, episode 6, where we continue the teachings of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov.
L'chaim.
L'chaim lebracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akenu l'dvarim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akenu l'dvarim.
Amen. And Chanukah Sameach Afreil Chanukah. So we were talking about,
What day is today? The 5th.
The 5th.
Right?
it's a very special night.
I know, but I thought it's almost the 6th. We had the 6th class.
6-1, 6 on the 6.
And tonight is
6 on the 6 is the, remember we spoke of this, the 6 on the 6,
right.
the 36.
Right.
No, stop. Okay, recap. So we were talking about the idea that the weapon of Mashiach is davening, but it's very important. It's very important that the weapon, because a weapon is something dangerous, you can't do it not to the right and not to the left, because if you miss, and then that's called killing the hostage. You don't want to kill the hostage. So therefore, it's tzedakah, which is tzedek, which is justice, which means also not going right or left, but the middle path. So it's charity, and which is why it's so important to give charity before prayer. Charity is what keeps it exactly aimed perfectly, so that the weapon will hit its spot. And now it's going to, keeps it focused, exactly. Yeah. And now he's going to explain what does that have to do with the keeping of focus, and which the thing that gets us unfocused is when we have the what do you call it? Machshavas zaros, like the vain thoughts, like thoughts, evil thoughts you can call it, but it's not always evil. It means you're thinking about you're not focused. How you said.
All right. ועיקר של המחשבות זרות הם על ידי קלקול המשפט. כי משפט הוא בחינת עיינין, כמו שכתוב, ויבואו אל עין משפט. זה בחינת עין יעקב על ידי קלקול משפט, בא קלקול העיניים.
Right. So
basically, he said the main thing of machshava zara is of like the destructive
foreign thought. It's destructive it could be, or even foreign. I mean, zara something is foreign, right? It means foreign thoughts that have no place. They're thoughts that don't have a place.
This is more like, I'm thinking about my business.
Yeah,
that's machshava zara.
Also, already there's different levels, but just like everything else.
But I'm davening for the business.
Ooh, okay, but here's the thing. But when you're thinking about there's a big difference. One is I'm recognizing that Hashem is the one who provides my business.
Right.
The other one is when I'm starting to think of my own chachmas in the business of how I'm gonna Okay, so now it's the opposite of that.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked and the time is short. So basically, foreign thoughts, as he said, and basically destructive thoughts. Do you need to be focused on davening? And machshava zara could be from sidetracks, distractions, till bad thoughts.
Right. And then he says, what? Because judgment, like you said before, judgment is the thing that keeps the weapon straight, right? And the thing that messes up the weapon is these foreign thoughts. That's the thing that moves the weapon off the target, right? And it's, what is it? It's the two eyes. It could also be ayin, could also be the letter ayin. We'll see. It could. I think it could also come from like mayan, like a spring. Yeah. But it also the two eyes, which we know actually works that way, right? If you have a right eye and a left eye, and how does it work? How do you focus? Like when you're driving or anything, you're doing something. How do you make sure that you can hit right? Because the two eyes, they triangulate the thing, and
it's
this is the things. These are things that scientists figure out much after we know them.
משפט בא קלקול העיניים. Basically through מחשבה זרה, so it's basically destroying the judgment, the משפט. And this is basically through destroying the judgment, it's basically bad for your eyes. So if you want to have good eyesight, don't get distracted. Keep yourself focused.
Yeah, don't be distracted.
כמו שכתוב, כי השוחד יעבר עיני חכמים. Basically,
that's the bribery? Bribery.
Bribery. Yeah. Well, basically, blind smart people.
Yeah, blinds the eyes of the smart.
And זה בחינת מחשבות זרות שבתפילה, וזה בחינת מחשבות זרות שבתפילה, שהם עננין דמכסים על עיניים.
Yeah, so this is the
Basically the machshava zaras, the foreign thoughts in middle of davening, there are basically clouds who covering your eyes. כמו שכתוב, sakota ba'anan lecha.
right.
Basically,
Like
you are
that's a
having a
complaint.
sukkah out of it,
It's a complaint
Yeah,
that we say to Hashem in Eicha
you
by
cover
the times of destruction of the base of
Yeah.
Mikdash, that he covered
your
he
eyes.
covered with the he covered his eyes with the
ולעתיד שיתוקן מבחינת משפט, כמו שכתוב, ציון במשפט תיפדה. And for the future, when the bchina of judgment of mishpat will be fully corrected, the correctional system,
right. Not the federal correction system. This is the universal correction
We're only
system.
talking about God. So basically, by correct, the pasuk said, "Tzion b'mishpat tipade." Basically,
What Yerushalayim revealed, redeemed
through judgment,
through justice. Yeah.
אזי יתעבר עננים דמכסים עלינו. Basically, then it's going to all become, it's going to go away. יתעבר.
Yeah, it's going to pass like avar. It's going to
יתעבר,
pass. The clouds will pass that cover the eyes.
כמו שכתוב, כי עין בעין יראו, ושוב השם ציון. Basically, because if you have the clouds, you won't be able to see, right? So it means it must be if ein b'ain, both sides will be able to see the returning of God to Zion. That means that all the clouds and machshav zaros will be gone. בשביל זה נקרא יוסף בן פורת עלי עין.
Yeah,
because basically
both. This is actually in the literal. This means mayan, like a spring, right? Like what is it like it's like a branch that goes that's fruitful because it's by the water.
But how are we connecting it? Because the main thing of Mashiach is davening, but you cannot be focused on davening if you are distracted. So all the davening, if you are distracted, is meaningless. So you basically, it's not meaningless. You're just giving more instead of giving actually the sword to Mashiach, you're giving it to the other side.
Right.
If you are
the sword it's actually counteractive.
Because the sword, it's somebody must swing the sword or not swing.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to hold it.
The wield or whatever.
Yes, this is what I was
wield the sword.
Somebody needs to wield the sword. So if you give the power to Mashiach, because so it's pure davening with no machshav zaros. But if no.
Yeah, but if
regardless, even if you have machshav zaros, keep davening. Okay?
Keep davening, whatever you do. Right. No, the question is, this is why make sure to give tzedakah before davening.
Right.
Because it's tzedakah is tzedek, and it's tzedakah before davening. This also helps with the aiming and it also helps that the thoughts shouldn't be so foreign.
So yeah. וצריך כל אחד לכוון בתפילתו. And everybody needs to have kavanah in his davening. שיקצר עצמו לצדיקים שבדור. Connect yourself. Like, don't just be davening and be like, oh, I'm sad. God give me because of me and do for me and the. For davening, don't say in your own word or in a nusach, there is nuschas, but you basically connect yourself to the tzaddikim in the door, whoever is, each person have his tzaddik and stuff.
Now, of course, the obvious question is: wait a second. If so, then what's important is my prayer, or the fact that there's a tzaddik involved? And of course, the answer is yes, as we'll see.
כי כל צדיק שבדור הוא בחינת משה משיח. Every tzaddik in the door is in a level of
the generation. Every tzaddik in the generation is Moshe Mashiach.
כמו שמצינו שהצדיקים קוראים זה לזה משה. As we saw in some books that tzaddikim calling each other Moshe, even though their name is not Moshe, as he says in the Gemara.
Moshe
Shapir Gomar. Moshe, זה בחינת משיח.
You
said well, and he called them Moshe.
It's almost anti-Semitic. The Jews just calling a random Jew, hey, Moshe.
Or Mendel. Moshe זה בחינת משיח. And Moshe, that's basically being called Moshe because he's like Mashiach Shebador.
Right, and we know that Moshe and that had Mashiach come in the times of Moshe, he would have been Mashiach, and so too in every generation.
No,
the tzaddikim of every
no.
generation.
Moshe was in his generation. Moshe was the
Was
Mashiach.
Mashiach. Well, he actually took them out. He took them
how far
out.
back we're going in the complete
Yeah,
Messiah
no,
complex.
no, but not just that. He would have been not only he would have been the final Mashiach, but even the final Mashiach is part of Moshe, because like we know that every tzaddik is an extension
Yeah.
of Moshe in his generation. So they're all Moshe, which is why they call each other Moshe.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same. Moshe ad Moshe lo
Lo-
yakmu Moshe. Ad Kiyov Yeshila the Moshe Mashiach.
Right, until Shiloh, it means when talking about Moshe, it says until Shiloh will come, which this is Moshe. Why Shiloh and Moshe is both 345.
I think Shiloh was also the name of Moshe, no?
Yeah, it's called Shiloh also. But it's also they have the same numeric value.
Right.
It's both the 345.
וכל תפילה הוא תפילה שכל אחד מתפלל הוא בחינת איבר מהשכינה. And every davening and each prayer and prayer that everybody is praying is a level of a organ of God.
Meaning not like an organ, but like a it means it's a piece. It's what do you call there's organs and there's what do you call it, like an arm and a leg is limbs. It could be limbs, organs. Like in other words, it's one piece of a whole body.
How do you say Shechina in English?
Shechina is the easiest way. It's the revelation of Hashem.
Live in.
Shechina means the resting.
It
means living or to dwell. To dwell. It means
Shochen. Shochen. Shechina.
Shechina is the dweller.
God is
dwell.
Yeah. The well.
Dwell means to live in, but it means specifically because live can also just mean like I'm alive. To live in meaning as in to dwell to exist in this space.
Yeah.
So it's how the revelation of Hashem comes down onto this world. Yeah. So these are the parts of the Mishkan.
Yeah.
This is now, remember, we're talking about not the davening of a tzaddik, we're talking every single person who prays.
Oh no! Wait a second.
Every single person who prays.
It's not a layman thing. It's each prayer and prayer is basically a prince of one.
Yeah.
One
piece.
One piece of God, but this piece is the Evarei Mishkan. Is the Mishkan. This is basically the davening is the extension of God.
Right.
That is which extension? There is a lot of extensions of God of the Mishkan. Right.
No. So now here's the thing. So you have each one of us. It's very important to realize that our prayer. People. What's my prayer? No, remember without all the pieces, you can't make a Mishkan.
Right.
So every single person's prayer is a piece of the Mishkan. So now the question then is, so why do we need a tzaddik? If my prayer, I'm continuing.
שאין שום אחד מישראל יכול להעלות שייפה בשייפה, כל אחד לדוכתה, אלו מוישה בלכוד.
Yeah, that nobody, even though you have the pieces, we know in the times of the Mishkan, they remember they weren't able to put it together. Only Moshe was the one who was able to fit all the pieces together. So even though every one of our prayers is the piece, but you need Moshe to put the whole Mishkan together out of our pieces of prayer.
In more abstract words, basically, you could have an army of top trained soldiers, but without a commander or somebody to wield them all together and direct them and tell them what to do, they're useless.
The same is with our prayers. Even though each soldier is valuable and you need each soldier or it doesn't work, you also have to have the leader to pull it together.
בשביל זה צריך להביא ולקשר כל התפילות לצדיק הדור. This is why you need to bring, basically when you are connecting yourself to the tzaddik, you're bringing him all the davenings so you can wield them together and put them together and bring it like, you know what? Instead of you having a little cherry here, and no, keep making these little cherries, you know?
Well, we can't make the cake without the cherry.
Yeah, we need those cake for the cherry, but basically instead of each one giving to the king, you know, like a little did here, a little did there, what do? We bring a big basket, the tzaddik, for this point, right? Each one brings the ingredients and the best one fruit here and one fruit there and here and there. And now you're bringing a nice fruit palette and
like plate,
plate, you know, nice cut and extra lamb on the side. You know, you're bringing a king's meal, not just, you know, this is what I could scratch on. פרוטה לפרוטה מצטברת.
Right.
A penny to a penny becomes
right. It becomes
pretty penny.
yeah. Pennies count.
Yeah. And basically, so you bring it all to the tzaddik, all the davening, all the little prayers. כמו שכתוב, ויביאו את המשכן אל משה. They brought the same way that they brought the Mishkan to Moshe because they couldn't put it together, as he said. So, והוא יודע להעלו שיפה בשייף, להעלו
Shaifa b'shaifa. He knows how to put together part and each part.
כמו שכתוב,
Make what's mashlema, like a whole
floor.
A whole structure or whatever. So this is the structure he's talking about. Is the Shechina.
Yeah.
In other words, every one of our davening brings a piece of the Shechina down here, but who can put it together? The tzaddik, and that's why it's important to bring our tefillas to a tzaddik. Because
Moshe basically revived the Mishkan.
He raised it, right? It means also he put it up. It means also he raised it. Okay, that's it for episode 6.
No, one more little one.
No, go fast because we did.
וכל התורה שאדם לומד לשמור ולעשות. Every little Torah that somebody is learning to keep and contain.
Yeah.
To
keep, to guard, to learn, to guard, and to
כל האותיות הם ניצוצי נשמות. Every letter that you learn in the Torah, it's a spark of a neshama. והם מתלבשים בתוך התפילה. And once you get those sparks, like you collect all those sparks, each letter is basically a neshama, and each neshama is a spark. So once you take all those sparks and you go davening, and after, you start your day with learning something, and all those sparks that you from your learning goes into the davening, and it gets a levush in the davening. And this basically you get the words of davening impregnate with the words of the Torah.
So basically, what happens is the words of Torah come down is the mayim zacher that awaken the male waters, that awakens the female waters. That's why it's so important. Like we said before, he's going back to why it's so important to learn the Torah, and not just to learn it, but specifically to learn it in a way that is for action. And this connects with the davening and makes it something huge and powerful. Afreilach and Chanukah.
Al nisecha ve'al niflosecha.
Ve'al Yeshuisecha.